Hey guys, it's Seabury here and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the World Cup and my predictions for the 2018 World Cup in Russia. So I'm going to be going over predictor and seeing who I think is going to be first, second, third, fourth in every group, and then going to the knockouts all the way to the final to see who I think are going to be the winners. As well as that, I'm going to be going over some of the betting odds which some of the companies have done. For example, the winners, who they think is going to be the top goal scorer, who they think could be like the highest European, African team, etc., and see what they think, and then give you some of my opinion of some of those. So let's get into the video. So in order to predict the World Cup, I'm using the Telegraph's website. I'll leave a link in the description to the page that I'm using so you can try it out yourself. So I'll go through all the groups and see who I think is going to come first, second, third and fourth. So to start off with, I'm going to do Group A. So in that group there's Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Uruguay. Obviously Russia are the hosts. They'll be looking to do as well as they can as a host nation, but this is probably one of the worst Russia teams that they've had for a while. How do I think this group will go? Well, I think Uruguay are going to be the winners. I think with their attack and Suarez and Cavani, the defence isn't the best. Muslera, like a decent goalie. I think they'll win the group. I think Suarez will score some goals. I think Cavani will score. I think they'll just do enough. The fact, obviously, Salah, who we're going to a bit with Egypt, is not fully fit. He may miss the first game, which is against Uruguay. He may play in the next two, but the fact he may miss the first game and he's not going to be fully fit means I think it's going to be a bit of a loss to Egypt. So I think they might struggle to get out of the group, even with. I'm a Wigan fan, they've got Sam Morsey in their side. I don't think he's going to be a starter, he'll probably come on the bench. They've also got a goalkeeper, whether he'll start, called El Hadari, who's their captain. He's 45 years old. I don't know what the record is, but I'm sure he must be one of the oldest players to ever play at a World Cup if he does start. I don't know if he's the starting goalie. He is the number one for the numbers, but whether he will be the main goalie, I'm not sure. He has played some of the friendlies, but he hasn't played the full games. I think it's between Russia and Egypt to finish second in the group, and I think just because they have the home advantage, I'm going to give Russia the second. Egypt I would have given the third, and Saudi Arabia I think they'll be lucky to get a point in the group. I don't really know many Saudi Arabian players. I think they've got, apart from England, they've got the most players from their leagues, I think, come from Saudi Arabia. I think England have got every player in their squad is from the English leagues, whereas I think Saudi Arabia's all but about 2 or 3 maybe from Saudi Arabian leagues. But I think they'll finish bottom. Egypt third, Russia second and Uruguay first. So Group B, Portugal, Spain, Morocco, Iran. I think the main game is the first game in this group, which is Portugal versus Spain. Obviously Portugal won the Euros, but I don't think they'll be looking to win it this year, even though they do have, obviously, their captain Ronaldo scored 81 goals in 150 games for Portugal. That game could be close. I think Portugal might be quite defensive, but I think Spain will win it, and I think they'll go on to win the group. So I'm going to say Spain first. Portugal, Morocco. I think Morocco, if there's any team who are going to get an upset in this group, it will be Morocco. So Morocco, yeah, they've got Benatia as the captain. They've got Saiss, I think that's the pronunciation, who was at Wolves this season. They've got Belhanda. They've got Amrabat. But I think Portugal will probably have enough to finish second. So I'll go Portugal second, I'll go Morocco third, and I'd say Iran fourth. They have got Carlos Queiroz as their manager, so it'll be interesting when Portugal play Iran. But I think they'll probably finish bottom. So let's go on to Group C. So Group C, we've got France, Australia, Peru, Denmark. France were obviously the team who finished runners-up in Euro 2016 at their home. They were maybe unlucky to win it, not to win it even. They've got, I think it's only about 8 of that squad is in this World Cup squad. It's not very many, but they've still got a load of good players, and they've got a load of players who didn't even make the squad, like Martial and Lacazette, who could have been in any, like England would have taken some of the players who France had left out. They've still got likes of Kante, Griezmann, Pogba, Lloris as captain, Mbappe. So I think they will win the group. Whether they'll win the whole tournament, I'm not sure. Now, second place, I reckon it's going to be interesting. Obviously, Peru have got their captain, Guerrero, who was banned for taking cocaine and was banned for like 8 months something. But his ban has been rescinded, or not rescinded, it's been like postponed, so he can play in the World Cup because the France, Australia and Peru captains all sent in letters to let him play. I think he's their main man. They did well to get obviously to the World Cup because South American qualifying is the hardest qualifying section. I think it'll be between Peru and them. I think Australia finished 4th. They have got a decent squad, but I think they'll struggle. I'm gonna say Denmark second. I think Eriksson has got the hat trick against Republic of Ireland to get them to the World Cup. I think he'll help them out. They've obviously got a few good players as well. I think they'll finish second, but it'll be close between them and Peru, and Australia 4th, and France 1st. So let's go to Group D. So Group D: Argentina, Iceland, Croatia, and Nigeria. I've got an interest in the group because I'm doing a sweepstake, and my sweepstake team was Argentina. So obviously they've got players like Messi, Di Maria, Banega, Higuain, Mascherano, Aguero, Dybala. They've even had to leave out players like Icardi. The keeper Romero got injured, and Lanzini got injured, which doesn't help. And the defence isn't the best. But just because of the fact I got him a sweepstake, I'm going to put them as first. I don't think I'm going to win the World Cup. He had a better chance in 2014 when he was in South America, but I think they'll win the group. Second, I'm going to go straight in for it. I think Croatia will come second. Iceland and obviously had a great Euros beating England, and they've got a good squad. They've not got any standout players, but they've got a good team squad. I think they'll finish third. Nigeria, they didn't look very good against England, but they did beat Argentina in a friendly a few months ago, and they have got players like Iwobi, Moses, Iheanacho to come off the bench. John Obi Mikel still there as captain. I won't be surprised if any of those, Iceland and Nigeria, get out of the group, but I think Croatia will. That midfield they've got is one of the best midfields maybe of the World Cup, with Modric, Kovacic, Rakitic, and even more who haven't said. So I think Argentina first, Croatia second. Let's go to Group E. So Group E: Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica, Serbia. There's 2 teams in the top 10 of the world here. Obviously Brazil's the other one, but Switzerland are actually, I think it's 6th or 7th ranked in the world, which is a bit surprising, but Switzerland are known for this. They're quite good at getting hype in the rankings by playing lesser or weaker teams in friendlies. And they actually won 9 of the 10 qualifying games. They only lost the last game against Portugal. Portugal came top of the group, and then Switzerland had to go through a qualifying playoff, and that was against Northern Ireland. A bit controversial with a penalty decision in that game, and that sent Switzerland through. You can't look past Brazil. I think they're surely going to be the team who win this group. Like Neymar, Coutinho, Gabriel Jesus, Alisson or Edison as the goalies, Fernandinho, Firmino, Willian, Douglas Costa, Casemiro. That's not even half the squad. There's probably any of those players could get in the England squad as well. So surely they're going to win the group. And in second, I don't think it'll be Costa Rica. They did really well 4 years ago, but I think it's a similar squad to what they had 4 years ago, and those players have obviously aged. I don't think they're going to do a draw possibly in one game, but I think that might be it. So I think it's between Serbia and Switzerland. I'm going to go for Switzerland, I think, but Serbia will give them a game. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a draw, and it might go down to goal difference in this group between Switzerland and Serbia. But I'm going to go Switzerland second, Brazil first. So now Group F. So Group F: Germany, Mexico, Sweden, South Korea. So you would say Germany, World Cup holders, surely the favourites. They've had to leave out players like Leroy Sané, which is a big shock, but when you look at sort of the system they play and the fact Sané's only got 1 assist or 1 goal in about 11 Germany games, it's sort of understandable, but still it's a massive shock really for anyone other than German fans. Still, the squad is more than capable to get through this group and win the World Cup even. Still a lot of the players who were at the last World Cup. The only issue maybe is Neuer, because he's been injured for nearly all season. He is obviously one of the best goalies in the world and their captain, and I'm sure he'll do well, but whether he'll make a mistake or not, it could be a prediction. No, he can make a mistake at the World Cup, it's possible, but I still think they'll come top of this group. And then second, third and fourth is a hard one. I keep thinking, Sweden, and then I think South Korea with like Son, but maybe the rest of the South Korean team's not the best. And then Mexico, who are always there in the World Cup. Got Ochoa still there. Got Hernandez. But I'm gonna go Sweden. I think they're gonna do it. There's no Ibra, but that might help them play more as a squad. But again, it's gonna be close between those three. I think possibly even goal difference again. I think South Korea might come bottom, and I think it'll be between Mexico and Sweden, but I think Sweden will come second and Germany first. So Group G, the big one for me and for any English fans, because it's a group with England in, as well as Belgium, Panama and Tunisia. So I think England should go through this group. There's two teams in Panama and Tunisia who you would expect England to beat, or at least get out of the group. I think Panama will be the bottom team. I think the main game for England, apart from the Belgian one, is that Tunisia game, the first game up. I think a draw is not the end of the world, and we should beat Panama, which means 4 points, and then it goes down to the Belgian game. I think it could be a draw. A lot of people are saying England are going to definitely lose to Belgium. I think it's going to be a close one. But yeah, I think Panama bottom. I'm going to say Belgium first, just because I think Belgium will beat Panama, Tunisia, and then draw beat England. And then if we do draw, I think they'll score more in the Panama game. I think Belgium could beat Panama like 4-0, whereas England might be like a 2-0 sort of thing. So I think England will be second. Whether they'll beat Panama and Tunisia and draw against Belgium, or whether they'll draw a couple of games and win one. But I think they should go through, and if they don't, I'll be very surprised. Whether it'll be similar to losing to Iceland, probably even worse. Knowing England, it's possible, but I think surely they're going to go through, aren't they? So anyway, let's go to Group H. So Group H is probably the one group where there isn't a standout team compared to maybe Group A, but I think Uruguay is quite a standout team in that group. Poland, Senegal, Colombia, Japan. I think Japan are the team you want to leave out of this. I think Japan will come bottom of the group, and it's between Poland, Senegal and Colombia. And I'm going to say Colombia to win the group. Players like James Rodriguez, he had an amazing World Cup 4 years ago. Whether he'll be as good this time, I'm sure he'll still do well. Falcao, Davinson Sanchez, Cuadrado, Muriel, Ospina in goal. I think they should win the group. But to be honest, any of these three, Poland, Senegal, Colombia, could win the group. But I think Colombia will. And between Poland and Senegal, and because it's in Europe, I think I'm going to say Poland to win the group. Sorry, second in the group. But it's going to be an interesting group, this. Again, could go down to goal difference between a second or a third, or even a first or a second. So that's the group's done. So now let's go into last 16. So the first last 16 game, Uruguay Portugal. Interesting one. Ronaldo versus Suarez. Portugal, they won Euro 2016 by drawing a lot of the games and winning them in extra time. Uruguay, they did well in 2010, 2014, maybe not as well. I think this could go down to penalties. Uruguay did win the penalties against Ghana in 2010. Portugal beat England 2006. I'm going to say Ronaldo factor just weighs in for a bit more for Portugal's favour. And I think he might get a goal, he might get an assist or something, and I think Portugal will win it, maybe in extra time. Spain v Russia. I think this is quite an easy one. I think Spain will win. Russia, they might just be lucky to get out of the group. I think they'll just have that home advantage against Egypt. But again, this could be Egypt. And if it was Egypt, Salah versus Ramos part 2 would be interesting. But I think even if it was Egypt, Spain would go through in that game. France v Croatia. This could be an interesting one. Croatia are a decent team. France, obviously, they'll be wanting to progress to at least quarter semis. I think they will win. I think it'll be 2-1-ish. Close game. Croatia will probably score, but I think France will score more. and yeah, France go through. Argentina v Denmark. Argentina, I think, will win that. Denmark, they'll do alright, but I think Argentina could win it 2-0, 3-0. Denmark might score one, but I think Argentina will win that comfortably. Brazil v Sweden. Again, Brazil, I reckon. Depends if I think they will do well in this game again, 2-0, 3-0. Depending on how well they've done in the World Cup so far. If they've stumbled through the group, just winning could be tight, but I still think even then they should have enough to beat Sweden. Germany v Switzerland. Again, you'd think Germany would win that, depending on how they've gone as well in the groups. Switzerland might give them a test, but I think they could win it. And even if it goes to extra time, I think Germany have been there before and they know what to do. Belgium v Poland. Again, it's a lot of depending on what goes on the groups in these, I'm afraid. But Belgium, they've got their golden generation at the moment with Martinez in charge and Hazard, Lukaku, De Bruyne. Could go on. If they've stumbled out the groups, they may struggle. This could be the other way around. This could be a Belgium second, Poland first. Could be a Colombia second, England first. But I'm going to say Belgium win. I think they will win it, but it could be a tightish game. A lot of nerves. Colombia, England. Just going to go for England. But I won't be surprised. Again, 1-0. I think it's going to be a tight game. Don't think there's going to be many goals in it. So let's go to quarterfinals. Portugal v France. Repeat of the Euro 2016 final. I think France are going to get their revenge. I think France are going to win it. Portugal, they were maybe lucky to win. Well, they were a bit lucky to win Euro 2016, and I think France are going to do them this time. Spain v Argentina. So obviously I've got Argentina as my sweepstake team, but I think Spain, they've got one of the best squads, and I think Spain will win. Argentina, Messi, maybe his last World Cup. I think they're going to go out. Brazil v Belgium. Interesting one. Again, I think Brazil will beat Belgium, but this could be one which could go to extra time. If Belgium are playing well in the tournament, this could be one. But I think they're going to do like in England in the early 2000s and get to quarters and get knocked out. Germany v England is an interesting one. I'm going to say Germany, unfortunately, for England. But England, it's possible. It is possible for them to win this game. But I just don't see it, unfortunately. What England need that game to be is a tight game, Germany missing chances, and then England get one, like a Kane or a Sterling. I just don't see England winning it, unfortunately. Extra time, penalties. I think Germany will win. France v Brazil, 1998 World Cup final. I think it was also, wasn't it quarter-final in 2006? I want to say France played Brazil and France won. Brazil to win that, I think. Jesus and Neymar. Neymar's not fully fit, but I think by now he might be. And then I think Spain are going to win. I think being the holders of a World Cup doesn't always help. So I think with Germany, I think Spain are going to be the ones to win. Some of my explanations aren't the best for this, I apologise. I've got to like the final and I'm only just apologising for my explanations, but final, Brazil v Spain, it could be a 50-50, but I'm going to go Spain. I think Spain are going to win it. The last few World Cups have been going to extra time. I don't think this one will go to extra time, let's just get that out there. I think it's going to be 2-1 Spain, that'll be my prediction. I reckon Spain will score first, Brazil will equalise, Spain will score. So there we go, that's my prediction. Spain to win the World Cup. Now let's go to the odds and see what the bookies are saying. So these are the odds from all different companies of teams to win the World Cup. I'm using a website called Odds Checker, where you can obviously compare. And I'm using the decimal odds rather than fractional odds, which basically means, for example, this one is 6. So if you put like £10 on, you get that times 6 winning, so you get £60 would be what you get if Germany would win the World Cup. So these are all the different ones, and it's obviously just ranking teams were favourites. So according to the betting, the favourites seem to be Brazil. I did say they'd get to the final. It's not so surprising, but I thought Spain would beat them. whereas they've got Spain to be like semi-finalists. They also had France to lose to Brazil, so they're about 4th, which is similar. Then Argentina, Belgium, England and Portugal. Actually, I want to say this is going just with the odds. Like I think those were going to be the ones who I'd said to lose in the quarterfinals. Then Uruguay, yep, Croatia, Colombia, Russia, Poland, Denmark, Switzerland. These are pretty much going with the teams that I said would get to the last 16. The only one, I guess, is Sweden. They've said they think Mexico are going to get to the last 16 instead of Sweden in that group. I said that it was going to be close, so it's not that surprising. So it seems like my things are going reasonably well, or close to what the odds are thinking. Bottom, 2,000 to 1, some are saying for Saudi Arabia, which I mean it would be, and Panama as well, which would be, I mean Leicester were 5,000 to 1 to win the Premier League, and that was over 38 games. You only have to win 7 to win the World Cup, so pretty high odds to say the least. What's they got for England? The highest is 21. It's not so bad. The ones I was doing, I've got it out of, like for my sweepstake, I think it's pretty much like odds of 29, which is similar to what like Uruguay is. So Argentina one's my odds. If I were actually betting on Argentina was 11, so I've actually done really well with Argentina. Because if you got like Saudi Arabia, there'd be pretty bad odds comparing to what those are. It seems like the middle bet is about Uruguay, so if I'd got anyone with better chance of winning than Uruguay, then I'd have done well. So now we've seen what the bookies think are going to win. Let's see who they think is going to be the top goal scorer. So in terms of the bookies, their favourite to be top goal scorer is Neymar. The highest odds is 12. And then Messi, Griezmann, Timo Werner for Germany, Gabriel Jesus, Kane, top one for England, not so surprising. I think Kane and Lukaku could be decent ones to go for, to be honest, because their group, we've got Panama and Tunisia in, and if they score in a couple of goals against Panama, a couple against Tunisia, it's already 4. And then if they get one, like if Lukaku gets one against England, Kane gets one against Belgium, that's 5. Get one in the last 16, that's 6. And around that 5, 6, 7 mark is where the top goal scorer could be. So Kane and Lukaku could be one to go for. My one would be Gabriel Jesus, because I think like my one was saying Brazil will get to the final. I think Jesus will get quite a few of the goals for Brazil. See, there isn't actually any the Spain people. The highest one's Costa for Spain, but I don't know if Spain know who their main striker is. If it's going to be Rodrigo, if it's going to be Costa, if they're not even going to play like a main striker, like they did they've done a couple of times before. Ronaldo, quarterfinals or anything for Portugal. Their group again, I guess, Morocco and Iran, they could do something similar in that group, Ronaldo. But then he could get knocked out in the last 16. It's possible. So I think that's maybe not one to go for. My prediction is going to be Gabriel Jesus. If I was going to like put bets, well actually Jesus' odds isn't that similar from Kane Lukaku's, so that's not actually too bad. But yeah, they've guessing Neymar. My prediction is Gabriel Jesus. Also on top goal scorer, I've not mentioned, but a certain player, where is he down here at all? There he is, Paulinho. Might seem a weird one, but he did actually score 6 goals in qualifying campaign, and he didn't play all the games, and he was level with Cavani, I want to say, in terms of scoring for the qualifying for the World Cup, and he scored a hat-trick in one game. So his odds of 150 to 1 at one on one website could be a decent one to put like 50p on or £1 on. It's probably not going to happen, but you never know. If Brazil get to the final and he scores 1 or 2 in like early games and then scores some later on, it's always possible. So looking at the high scoring teams, what they think, they've gone with Brazil, and I tend to agree. I think Brazil are going to be the high scoring. If they're going to get to the final, I think they probably would score more than Spain because their defence may be slightly worse, so maybe they'll just end up scoring more to outscore the opposition. Again, Germany, they did score the 7 against Brazil, but and like I said, I think they might get to semi. But then I guess if it counts the third place playoff, they would get to that. So maybe one to go with it, but I think they've gone with Brazil, and I'm going to go with Brazil as well. Continent of the winning team, they've gone Europe. I'm going to go Europe as well. There's all the Europes like France, Spain, Germany, possibly Belgium and England. And then South America is like Brazil or Argentina. But I've said Brazil versus Spain, and I think Spain's going to win. But South America could be like a decent one to go for, possibly. But I'm going to say Europe. Golden Glove Award. So I think this is either most clean sheets or just the best goalkeeper. De Gea is the best odds here. Neuer, Alisson. I think De Gea is probably a good one to go for. But then possibly Alisson, or depends if Edison's going to be the main goalie, but I think it will be Alisson main goalie for Brazil. Germany, I don't think Neuer. I think he will make a mistake too, so I don't think he will be the best. Lloris for France, possibly, but again, he is known to possibly make a mistake. Jordan Pickford there, 20, like the highest odds is 21. Could be a decent one if he stays in the England team throughout the entire tournament, and if imagine they get to quarter or even a semi, possibly could go one to go for. But I do think De Gea will win it. Just like I said, Spain will win it. So yeah, I'm going to agree with the betting and say David De Gea. The interesting one, the Golden Ball or best player of the tournament. Bookies are saying Neymar. I'm not sure about Neymar. I think obviously he'll do well, but I don't know if he'll do as well as other players. But sometimes they give the Golden Ball to players who might do well, but sometimes the names can help. Like Messi, I don't think Messi was a player of the tournament last year. Sorry, 4 years ago, but he got it, and they didn't win it. So like I said, Spain to win it. So the best one for Spain is Isco, which I can sort of agree with. I think Isco will do well for Spain. I wouldn't be surprised if Iniesta. What are the odds for Iniesta? Iniesta is 30, but then again 34. It's not. There's probably better odds for Isco to win it than there are for Iniesta. But I won't be surprised with Iniesta, with it being his last major tournament, if he's taking a major part in Spain and he's making sure they do well. I won't be surprised if they give it to Iniesta. So actually, that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for Iniesta to win Golden Ball, and they've obviously gone for Neymar. So finally, just looking at what they think is going to be the final. The odds, the lowest odds are Germany-Brazil, which would be, if the semi-finals which I had, obviously I had Brazil winning against France and then Germany beating Spain. So my one is Brazil-Spain, which is the third one down, but they've obviously gone Germany-Brazil. It's not a massive surprise if that happens. Well, obviously it's not if that's the favourite, but I've said I think Spain will beat Germany. I wonder what the lowest odds are for an England game, because England then would play Germany. I reckon Brazil-England is probably the lowest odds for England. Yep, Brazil-England. And then they've gone England-Germany, because if Brazil's play England in a final, England would have to finish second in the group. But if England finish first in the group, they think it's going to be England-Germany. But in that case, I would go for England-Spain if England were top of the group. Where's England-Spain? England-Spain there. 67. An interesting one could be, if they say come second in the group, and England-Brazil would be an interesting one. So they've got 50 or like 40 to 1-ish, so maybe interesting. Don't think it'll happen though, unfortunately. Interestingly, to finish runners-up, there's only a couple of websites that are doing it, but Brazil are actually the favourites to finish runners-up, as well as they were the favourites to win it, which is actually the one which I've gone for. I've said Brazil are going to finish runners-up in my prediction, so possibility, England are 12 to 1, or 12, which is 11 to 1, to finish runners-up. I wonder what like Saudi Arabia's odds are. 326, which is 325 to 1. It's a bit random odds to finish runners-up. I mean, it's very unlikely. If we go to even someone like Uruguay, what Uruguay's to finish runners-up? But then what you'd be annoyed at if you'd bet on like one of these teams finished runners-up and they went on to win it. That would be quite unlucky. So I think I'll leave it there. So thank you for watching. If you agree with my predictions, let me know in the comments below. I'm guessing I'm going to have got some of these wrong. So at the end of the World Cup, I'm going to review some of these, see what I did right, see what I did wrong. I'm pretty sure there's going to be one shocks or any shocks. So just to end, I'm going to give like 2-3 wild predictions, see if any of them happen. The first one of these wild predictions I'm going to give is England to get to a semi-final. Now, I said they should get to a quarter, and it's possible to play with either Germany or Brazil, but on the day, they've drawn against some of these teams in the like friendlies. They've also beaten Germany in friendly a couple of years ago, 2-0 down, 3-2 up. A lot of the players have been playing well this season. Kane scored 30 goals. Sterling's had his best season yet. Man City winning the title. Henderson got to the Champions League final. Alexander-Arnold got to the Champions League final. So, it's possible. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's not out of the realms of possibility England to get to a semi-final. So that's one bold prediction. England to get to a semi-final. My second bold prediction, which again would be mad if it did happen, but Germany not to make it out of the group, or at least not finish first in the group. Teams like Mexico, Sweden, South Korea, there's no really easy team, I guess, not like Panama or like a Japan or an Iran or Saudi Arabia. But it's not always the last few years. Teams who have won the World Cup have done badly next time. So, for example, 1998, France won it. 2002, got knocked out in the group stages. 2006, Italy won it. 2010, they got knocked out in the group stages. 2010, Spain won it. 2014, got knocked out in the group stages. Although we can say Germany, they won the Confederations Cup with almost a second string team. So you think that this Germany team wouldn't do that, but you don't know. It's possible. Anything's possible, really. Saudi Arabia to win the World Cup. No, that's not one of my predictions, but yeah, second wild prediction is Germany to not win the group and possibly not even get out the group. And the third one, again, it's not the massive wild prediction, but it would be interesting if it did happen, would be Belgium to win the World Cup. So like, I think if they do well in the group, they'll get momentum. A game against Poland or Colombia, they're not the easiest teams in the world, but they're not the hardest teams in the world. And if they come through those easily, and they've got a quarter final, probably Brazil or Germany. And if they've got the confidence, they've got the squad. Players like De Bruyne, Hazard, Lukaku, who've been playing really well this season for their clubs, or especially De Bruyne was unlucky maybe not to win Player of the Year in the Premier League. If these come together and make a squad, who knows, they could beat Brazil, could beat Germany. And then semi-final, Spain or France, could beat those, and then play another one of those in the final. Not impossible that they win the World Cup. I think if they get in the form, like England 2002, 2006, they've got the squad of players, but just can they just bond together? I don't think it could happen. I don't think it will happen even, but it's possible. So there we go, that's my 3 bold predictions. England semi-final, Germany to not win the group or even get knocked out of their group stages, and Belgium to win the World Cup. And if I was going to go for any wild betting odds, my thing would be Paulinho to be the top goal scorer, or you could even slash golden ball winner, or like best player of the tournament, because I think he could have a big part in Brazil's how they do at the World Cup. And if he can have a couple of goals and just keep going, who knows, could be top goal scorer. Well, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Let me know of your predictions in the comments. Obviously I'm going to be comparing these at the end of the World Cup, seeing how many mishaps I made. If you want to subscribe for more World Cup videos next few weeks, please do. I'll be possibly doing some preview videos every day. I'm not going to say it's definitely going to happen, but it could happen. I'll be trying to do a video obviously on Thursday for the start of the World Cup, and maybe some for the England games, and obviously the FIFA World Cup mode, or even some of the old FIFA games. I'll be looking into playing some of those next few weeks. and definitely watching a lot of football. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.